So to start off this cut, I'm going to grab my 1.5 with the lever open. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to keep the crown a little darker, because I don't know if you can tell that the crown is slightly lighter than the rest. So I'm starting off open here, and then I'm going to knock everything down to a 1.5 closed. And I'm just going to follow the wave pattern that he has set in here. So I'm just continuing to go with the grain, taking my time here. I don't want to patch them in any way, shape, or form. And this client here did get a fade last haircut, but in this haircut we're going to be doing a high taper. But we're just making sure that we take this down to 1.5, going over it, you know, as many times as needed. And my guy Jalil here is just one of those dudes who just naturally has a nice, you know, wave pattern without even trying. So now we're just going to brush it back down, get it, you know, nice and laid down in place. Using the comb to bring those lighter areas closer together. And now we're going to get into the neck taper. So this will be simple. We're going to come in with our trimmer slightly below the bottom of the ear, and we're going to go straight across. And since he is growing it out from a fade, this taper is not going to need, you know, many steps at all. Now we're going to follow it up with our single foil shaver to get it nice and close to the skin. And I know a lot of clients that, you know, have black hair texture tend to bump up with the shaver, but Jalil is not one of them, so that's why we're using it here. So now we're going to go lever open on our clipper, and we're going to go up about a finger's width here. And that bottom part of his head that we're blending into is about a 1 here. So right after this, we're going to use our 1 guard open. But we're just going to continue to come in with the lever open here. And now right above that, like I said, we have our 1 guard lever open, and this should pretty much blend into that length right there at the bottom of his fade. But I don't know if you can tell in his crown area right there, his waves are kind of bunched up, so we're gonna go ahead and blend into that a little better here. So we're gonna grab our 2 guard with that lever all the way open, and this should blend into that 1.5 with the grain that we did. So we're just coming off the shape of his head towards the top of this taper, and we're gonna blend down. So now we grabbed our 1.5 open, and we'll close that little by little, making sure to brush or comb that area down every time we pass the clipper. And now you can already see it start to lighten up and smooth out a little better. And now we're gonna come in with our 1/2 guard to get rid of this line here. So we're gonna start off open and then close that lever little by little as needed. So right here, I believe I'm halfway. Now I closed it all the way. Same thing on the other side of the nape. And you can see I'm kind of cutting at an angle here because his hair is growing towards his ear. So I'm cutting towards the right, using a lot of the corner of the blade. And now to get rid of that last line, I'm going to come in lever closed on my clipper here, and then we'll open it up little by little, and that should pretty much finish off our taper. Like I said, super simple, super easy, especially since we're just blending into a fade that he got 2 weeks ago. That taper is looking clean. Now we're going to establish our bald line on his side taper. So we're going to go where the ear connects to the head and the top of his arch and go straight across. Again, because this is going to be a high taper. Now we're going to bald it out. And all a high taper is a taper with no arch or C-cup. We're going to blend that out and just take it slightly higher. And now we're going to bald it out with our shaver. Really add some gradients to this blend. And we're gonna do the same steps here, but instead of coming in lever open, I'm gonna open up the lever little by little. So I'm inching up at that line with the lever closed, and now we're gonna go a quarter of the way on the lever and go up a little more. And now we're gonna go halfway with the lever and go up even more. And now I believe I'm fully open here, and this will give us our lever open guideline. And I find this to be a clean way to make that transition, you know, nice and tight. Now we're gonna come in with our one guard closed and inch up at that line, brush it down, and now we're gonna go lever open. So we're getting rid of the line before we even you know, create that next guideline. Now there was a faint line in between that open and one open, so I'm going to come in with my half guard closed here and just use the corner of that blade. And right here, I thought I took the taper up too high, but you're going to see how I fixed it here in a sec. So I'm with my 1.5 closed, and then you'll see me open it up here in a sec. And the reason I thought I took this taper up too high is because towards this hairline area, you know, it starts to get really light, so I was nervous when I went to go line it up there wouldn't be much hair. But you'll see exactly how this works out. So now I'm right here with my 1.5 with the grain. And I'm only sharing that because, you know, no matter how long you've been doing it or how good you are, sometimes you do make mistakes, but it's all about how you adjust and you know, fix those mistakes. So with our biggest guard that we are using is our 2 guard with the corner, and we're really trying to blend out the weight at the top of this taper. And now we're right here with our 1 guard, and you can see from this side angle right here that taper is not looking bad at all. And when I go to do the lineup, you know, towards the end, you'll see that the box is still nice and dark. So now when lining up the nape, I like to start at the top of the ear and establish that part, and then I work my way towards the bottom. And this helps me get that nice sharp line on the neck area without, you know, pushing it in, you know, too much. But with tapers, man, this nape area lineup really, you know, brings everything together and makes the blend look nice. Now using the 1 guard to detail, no guard here, using the corner of that blade. And that taper is looking super clean. Now we're gonna line up the nape on the other side. And yes, my trimmers are 0 gap for any of you guys who are wondering. So now we're gonna get into the lineup. So with the lineup, we're gonna start in the middle and work towards his right. Now this specific client does not mind being pushed back. Now I know that might sound crazy, but some clients really like their lineup to be super dark and naturally. So he actually asked me to take it back a little bit to where it's really dark and then line it up from there. So if you see me dig into the hair, you know, more than usual, that is by client's preference. But I'm going to try my best to keep it, you know, as natural as I can, while at the same time, you know, making it look super dark without enhancements. But you'll see right here in this corner where I thought I took my taper up too high. After we do the lineup, it kind of all works out and looks, you know, as I wanted it to. So right here, I'm checking to see how straight it is, and that lineup is looking super clean, super sharp. Show you guys from the front angle. And now we're going to use our razor here, and we want to stretch the skin to make sure we don't cut the client. But all we're trying to do here is sharpen it up and get rid of all those little hairs that the trimmer could not quite get. Now this is my Stylecraft razor, and if you would like to pick one up, you can head to the bio in this video and click that link and use code DrakeClipperHands for a discount and purchase this same razor. And you see, you can get the matching cape with it as well. And we're just stretching that skin, and that lineup with the waves and the taper is looking super clean. And this is no enhancements so far. So while I was, you know, freehanding the top, he does request enhancements. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do that here in a sec. So I'm going to use my airbrush with my Kiss Express mix And we're gonna apply it lightly and darken it up as needed. Same thing on the other side. And that thing is definitely hitting. Now we're gonna go ahead and clean up his face, line up his mustache, and send my man on his way. But YouTube, this is the cut, and if this video helps you in any way, shape, or form, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And while you're at it, head down to the comment section and let me know what you thought about this cut. But fam, like always, I appreciate you guys, and I will catch y'all next time. Peace.